Sure. So real quick, guys, I know you guys have questions, concerns, things that you want to debate. We're going to absolutely have the time to do that. Everyone can bring it up. That's why we're here. But real quick, let's have everyone just kind of let us know who you are, why you're here. Limited to 2 minutes, but let's meet each other real quick and kind of share why we're here so we know each other a little bit better. Does anybody want to volunteer to start that?
Right over yonder?
Yeah.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Hi. My name is David, and I moved here 2 years ago from New York. And I spent a little time kind of on the streets, being homeless and whatnot, and kind of getting my feet back under me. And I live like 2 blocks away, so you know, I know some of you have seen me coming and going, and kind of trying to help out when and where I can. I do work a lot, but I'm almost done with the project I'm working on, and I'll probably be occupying with you guys for a little while.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I agree with what's going on here, and I think it's a great thing, and I think a lot of more people should get involved, and I just want to let you guys know, you know, that shady guy on the bike coming and going, that's who I am. So
Thanks for being here.
Good to have you with us.
Yeah.
My name's Steve.
Hey, Steve.
I saw on TV Wall Street Occupy New York, and then I think I went to Indianapolis, and within a few days, which is I want to be part of it, came to Fort Wayne, and that's hitting close to home, and I think it's a great cause.
Great.
Thanks.
Thanks for being
Awesome.
here.
Thanks for being here.
Hi, Nate Wyman, working class citizen, on the side professional musician, which was why I'm working class. I knew something was, pardon my language, fucked for the last at least 10 years, and it's just gotten worse and worse, and I just felt like, you know, I was surrounded by people, if you will, in the Matrix. I am not only grateful to meet so many and see so many individuals taking part in something I agree with so much, because when I was hearing from friends who were occupying Elkhart, I felt so bad I almost drove all the way up there to help out. But it's finally happened here, and I'm doing everything I can until this shit ends.
Awesome, man. Thanks for being here.
No problem. Thanks for all of you brave people for occupying.
Okay. Holding down the fort.
Yeah, hold down the fort, baby. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
My name is Joe.
Hi, Joe.
I'm not a liberal. I'm not a conservative. I'm not Democrat, and I'm not a Republican. I'm a father. I have twin 4-year-old daughters, and I see that they have no future with the way that American politics is going today. I want my children to have an American dream. An American dream I have never seen in my lifetime. I have not seen it exist in my lifetime, and I'm 37 years old. And I've said enough is enough.
Thank you.
I'll go.
Here.
Who's first here?
1, 2, and 3.
Go ahead.
My name is Christopher Marks.
Hi, Chris.
Been interested in politics for quite a while. I'm not a Democrat, not a Republican. I am an American, Native American specifically. I don't agree with the politicians. I believe I'd like to see 2 things implemented. That's removing any and all corporate money from our politicians and paying them based on the average income of the individuals they represent. I think those are the 2 things that will actually fix the system.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for being here.
Chris. 2 and 3.
My name is Mary.
Hi, Mary.
Hi. I am very proud to be here and be a part of the Occupy movement. I am fully aware of the unemployment rates, especially for people of color, at 14% for African Americans and over 10% for Latinos. I am really concerned about the trajectory of this country and where it's going. I know that America is an idea. It's not necessarily a fact. We're not old like France or the UK or any of those others. So you are making it happen. You are forming the idea to make it a more perfect union, and I'm very proud of you. I said it on the news and I'll say it here. You have a lot of power, and politicians will be acquiescing to you instead of you acquiescing to the politicians.
Finally!
So keep it up and be strong. It's going to get cold, but I want you to know that I am proud of you and I'm glad that you're here.
Thank you, Mary.
I'm Dennis, and I live 35 miles from here, Albion, and I see every day that there are people. I've been retired for a year now from a union factory, and I'm a Vietnam vet with a 20% disability, and I see the young kids, and I see some of the older men that's 45, 50, 55, 60 years old that can find no work because the unemployment rate is still officially 10%, probably really 18 or 19%. And I see retired people that are disabled and stuff. Some of them has only got $600-700 a month to live on. And they're going to food pantries and stuff and eating food that's pretty much close to being spoiled and stuff just to have food to eat. And it angered me a week ago when I saw my president sign 3 more free trade agreements with Panama and Korea and Colombia.
That's right.
And that's what I've been speaking out at. I am a Democrat Party committee person for my township. I didn't run for it. Nobody else wanted it, and they finally asked me a number of times, and I finally said, yeah, I'll do it, but I said, my name's not going on the ballot. When this term runs out, you're going to have to find somebody else. I don't like what's going on by anybody in this country. It's all so messed up that, but I see it in my own local community, and just if I really, there's people that said we ought to have people walking around the courthouse in Albion. We ought to have some people out at the park out here. And I'm not computer savvy. That's my problem. But if I knew some people that would in a rural area from the county would go out and would at least picket around the courthouse and stuff, I'd be thankful to be a part of a group like that in a small rural area, because our local yokels, they need to hear it too.
That's why we're here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, 2 and 3 here.
My name is Joel. Some of you guys have gotten a chance to know me over the past week or so.
You're the hammer.
You know, I started coming out here because right now it just seems like we don't have a voice in our political system anymore. And, you know, I've spent the last 8 years working as a CNC machinist, doing what, you know, you're supposed to do, develop a trade, get into a skill, something. And over the last several years, I've watched as my standard of living has gone down year after year, because, you know, the little bit of cost of living raises that we get doesn't add up to the actual cost of living increase. And then last night I lost my job, so you guys are going to see a lot more of me. But you know, yeah. But yeah, that's the thing. If we don't fight now, if we don't take back our democratic process, we're at the point where if we don't do it now, if we push it off another generation, it'll be too late. Too much damage will have been done. And that's why it's so important that all of us are out here and all of us are standing up and trying to make a difference.
Thank you, Joel.
Thank you.
Hi, my name's Tony.
Hi, Tony.
And I'm here because I'm with the Machinist Union, and we're out here to show support for what you're doing. We want to make sure that if there's some things that you guys need, you know, that we're willing to support you in what you need. I'd like to get some, you know, some contact information from some people, so that way I can have, you know, your schedules and things, because we can filter that through our members, and that way we can try to get some people out to help out. You know, we want to make sure we're all fighting the same cause. We're trying to help people everywhere. You know, we don't want to lay down. We're tired of laying down, and we all want to make sure everybody's standing on their own 2 feet and they can do things that they want to do. So, you know, again, you know, I have some information that I was wanting to pass out. It's just basically kind of like a survival list. on what to, do while protesting and things like that. Being organized, what to wear, in inclement weather and things like that. Like to pass it around to everybody so everybody can have one. And just let you know, if I can get that contact information, we can get more people out to help out and to be supportive, because we just want to let you know we're all in this together.
That's right.
We're here to support you.
My name's Kendra.
Hey, Kendra.
Hi, Kendra.
I've been here since day one, but not really sleeping over. I'm a self-employed hairstylist, and I've been doing it for about 5 or 6 years now. And when the economy tanked in 2008, my income gradually got cut in half. And it's not from like losing clients, it's from like people only being able to come in every 6 months instead of every 4 weeks. And so I've really seen how things have affected just the general population, because all my clientele ranges from, minimum wage to a CEO. So I think that what we're doing here is really important, and I'm really glad to see everyone here.
Awesome. Thanks,
Thanks, Sarah. Right here.
My name's Steven.
Hey, Steven.
I'm a college student right now at Ivy Tech, and it looks bleak in the future for us if we don't do something about it. So for me, this is about making a change, and I agree with everybody else's causes here. I mean, everyone has a good reason to be here, and I agree with all of them. It's gonna be tough, it's gonna get colder, but we've got to stick with it. We can't, just because it gets cold doesn't mean they can take our rights away. We need to stay with it. I mean, it isn't going to be the greatest, but what the outcome is if we don't do anything is way worse than what we're going to have to go through. So, I have been in contact with other groups, other movements online, and I've been paying attention to what they're doing as far as what he had said, as far as looking at what they're doing right and what doesn't. It's not necessarily what's right and what's wrong, but what works and what doesn't work. So there's a lot of good ideas out there. If anyone else gets them, I mean, he's the one to go to. But yeah, there are a lot of ideas out there. So anyone, and if you guys see them, definitely bring them up for sure.
Awesome. Thanks, man. Thanks for being here.
Hi, my name's Joel.
Hey, Joel.
I work part-time for minimum wage at the Dollar Tree. Not the one that's the most supportive of this movement, but we can cross our fingers. Whenever I talk about what I do for a living, I also have to say what I don't do for money, which is twice a week I teach an English class to Burmese refugees.
Awesome.
And in Burma, you're not allowed to have more than 5 people at a meeting at a time. One particular friend of mine was in prison for 15 years because he, at his trial, told the government that he didn't believe in the military government, and he was put in prison for 15 years. He fled to the Thai-Burma border and came here. Others of my students fled to Thailand or Malaysia or anywhere else just to get out of their countries because they don't have the right to do what we're doing here. My students in particular are from an ethnic group called the Zo, and a lot of the Zo go to Kuala Lumpur. They live as illegal immigrants. They live in horrible conditions. The tie back into this is that we have the right to come together in Headwaters Park. We have the right to talk to each other. We have the right to learn. I have a huge lack of knowledge of what's going on politically and economically. I've always been that way. It's really hard for me to follow along, but I'm trying. But my biggest support for the Occupy movement is that we have the right to do this, and damn anybody who says that this generation is not driven enough to make something change. They have bitched and moaned about our apathy, and now that somebody's finally doing something, they don't like it. And so I want to say, keep on what you're doing. Fuck them, they don't know. Thank you.
Thank you, Joel.
Thank you, Joel.